him running with a stand.
Okay, let's go for this.
Well, they lost their region again when I think everybody
Wait, is it your birthday today as well? Happy birthday, dude. Happy birthday, good to see you here. Okay, EDG on defense, PRX on attack. Let's see, we got four. Okay, 4 armors. And we absolutely send it, yeah. And this is a retake. Again, most teams fight retake. Pretty much how they play this one. Symmetry, thank you for the 2 months, dude. Thank you.
They are set up when they're 5v5 as the spike goes down.
And what do we save? Yeah, this is going to be real common. We're going to start trying to focus on this one. Like, how much util are they saving? Because a lot of the time, everyone knows that you fight one site and you play retake on the other. So saving the flash when they try and exec is the one. I say as Munyet is dueling with the flash.
Munyet does well to still grab one. The paranoia a little deep. EDG already bypassed it. Now catching multiple kills on nobody. It's left all down to Devi, emerging from the smoke.
Yeah, nicely done from EDG in terms of this retake. I do think that Munyet just held on to his Omen Flash a bit too long here. It's like my one thing there.
And just happy to play off that utility. It was something mentioned on the desk and something mentioned in their own interviews.
Early Sage Roll. The Sage Roll is pretty good though.
They came in as a team that, okay, yeah, Concan, he might be able to just frag you out the server. Smoggy's going to pull up a ridiculous clutch, but
yeah, I think they could have comboed it better, right? Omen Flash with the Gecko. But basically, the only reason he didn't Omen Flash there was because something called that he was gonna Gecko Flash and to fight with it, and so he didn't wanna have his util out. He just went with the fast call.
We can see that they're stacked up. In fact, one pistol is all they're going to be carrying through to keep it light. The rest of the squad investing very
Recon goes early towards B main. This is twice in a row where EDG have just decided to take over towards B main and get this orb. Find the site where they're retaking again, and it looks like we're going to have a similar round. What do we got? Anything for them to win this round? Nah, not really. Got one flash. They can fight with one flash in the smoke. That's about it. We've got a retake camera onto the site as well.
They now have still that paranoia, multiple flashes. Like, they're going to have to make a pretty severe mistake. And again, there's that initial sort of setup from Chichu just to get.
Wait, the flank actually might do a bit of damage.
The danger is just aggression, but it's so messy. And Munyet doesn't manage to get anything. And well, they have managed to at least find themselves a kill, but they need to get so much from this position, even dying to a blast pack. And Devi, his late lurk may not be expected, but he needs to buy such a ridiculous amount of time.
They had a chance to do a lot more. They had a chance to do a lot more. Okay.
Ticking towards the end. It's still 2-0 for EDG.
Still. They get 2 kills from it.
There's going to be some
1 armory buy as well.
Dent to their economy, but ultimately nothing that you really need to fret about. On the PRX side, I'm curious to see where they come out of this one with, because they're going to have all the money.
It's over already.
All the credits, full utility. This is their way back in.
Yeah, this is where expectations become a little bit different. Now, one good thing is that nobody has done an incredible job already.
Super fast rounds? Oh man, yeah. That's going to be the whole game.
Potential for some proactive takes. And already they are setting up for a little bit of aggression in towards B main.
They're just going to carry on hitting over towards A site, which you have the guns here again. Let's see how much util they save on this one again.
Yeah, again,
who's gonna give up? That's gonna be the funniest thing. It's gonna be like who's gonna give up at the moment on this. Every single time, fight over towards B, retake over towards A, and we get him using no util. Like this should be a very hard retake for EDG. The good. Oh. What? What? That is sickening.
This one I will be flabbergasted. A free kill for sure. Maybe even a second now. They know his tricks.
That is lovely.
Oh, they're gonna have to look for that every single round. In the meantime, though, the rest of the team has started to get a bit
more. To bring that one out nice and early as well. They don't get a chance to use the Sova ult. This was really cool.
This retake to even really begin. Leaving just a couple remaining.
One death. One death. One death. We got Fish ult. We're 1 away from Res, and we still have nobody's over. Overall. Yeah, that was a sick wall. I didn't know about that one. Phoenix, thank you so much for the 12 months. Thank you.
Being up top. In fact, even as we go into this replay, this same position that Munyet's in is being pinged like crazy by the side of EDG. They're telling each other, this is where he is.
That's so sick, man.
Watch out on the rotates.
That's so sick.
So everyone knows they pulled the trick out of their sleeve. I don't think they'll get away with that again.
I'm really surprised they do it in the bonus round.
Yes, right, of all rounds.
You kind of think that maybe that's
Nah, I think that's good. Make them scared of that early on. You don't want to use it again. I think I like that.
Let's be real.
Also, they want to make sure that as many people as possible can stay alive for this one, so so this round doesn't actually mean as much. I think it's a pretty good round to use it on. In terms of EDG, we mix it up, right? Fight over towards A, now we retake over towards B. Deal with all the trips, Fish ult goes in. PRX are still using... PRX are still using their same... oh boy. PRX are still using their same ult strats, right? Every time they have a Gecko ult, they just go over towards B. They do the same one every single time. I don't know how much research EDG put into it, but the big 1v3 into 1v2. Yeah, these walls in the afterplant just make it an absolute nightmare. Like, what are you meant to do here? Now just creates just like a perfect crossfire between these two. It's really cool. Anon, Jesus Christ, Anon Gifter, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you.
Maybe he could get the element of surprise if physics was going his way. Unlucky for PRX. They found themselves around, and you know, on EDG, burning up the Hunter's Fury, they commit quite a bit.
That's a big round for PRX.
Well. This is not
Money,
an ideal
get
start.
two,
Like
what are we on, 2-4 loss bonus on top of this. This guy gets one.
Little lead now.
Yeah, and something just to mention, obviously,
I mean, there's options. They're probably going to buy this.
For the side of EDG, so I'm not overly surprised that we've seen this pick actually come out from PRX. And also, the one time they played it in Pacific against Gen G, they had a 10-2 defense.
Prodigy as well. Thank you for doing that.
They've already shown that they're going to be problematic with
the birthday gifted sub. Thank you so much, Prodigy.
You're really going to have to watch out for that, because I feel like Gecko thrives when it comes to this map in particular.
Do they decide to buy for it? No, they don't. So they're going to take an eco or a low buy. It's actually not too bad, though. EDG this time fighting over towards B. Retake over towards A. You're starting to see just how every team is playing this map at the moment.
In most of these fights you're taking,
and there are comps that don't play like this, like a chamber kind of fights everywhere.
And the one thing EDG can do is group up, so they don't throw the flash early.
The teams kind of know what comps play.
But EDG have rotated in. Just look at that mini map.
We get 4 people here early, they're going to flood the site. So they wait for the util, get ready to flood the site. This one-way might stop everything. Let's see.
That's not enough to really make a move. Devi is disgusting. He's making a lot of
dangerous does the gun fall down in front?
That might not have been the right call.
No,
doesn't look like it.
The rifle back especially. That would be an extra.
Util's pretty good at the moment.
With also, every player being revealed, no hidden lurks can really be happening. Paranoia is good, but nobody's actually able to capitalize off. Their counter flash is just a little bit too late, and
huge shots.
Just a couple remaining. Mindfreak has been able to bring back.
Oh man, Mindfreak has saved them.
As he's just popping head off.
Relax yourself, surely. Oh my god. Holy, this was close. Nicely done from Mindfreak. This is a good eco from EDG. I like the idea to flood. They couldn't really flood, but they kind of just waited for PRX to go aggro, and that's been happening, right? We've been aggro over towards here, whether it's the wall, whether it's pushing like we did on the pistol. So it was nice from EDG, to be honest. Mindfreak really saved them. I don't know the last kill if you thought it was the last person.
It's the reason I had this guy's jersey at home. Should have brought it.
Yeah, he for sure thought that was the last person.
I feel like that would have been something dead for sure.
Yeah, look at him.
Even just get it a split second earlier. So a round saved for PRX, but
okay, big. Absolute lunatic, but honestly, like if that pays off, it's. Man, some of the omens at this tournament are outrageous. Been watching some Berlin, Angel demos, Redgar. Add him to the list.
Both of these players are EDG of all the info to play with. It seems to be a formality at this point, unless something has an incredible 3K up his sleeve.
Yeah, that was one of the most audacious changes in pace I think I've seen in a long time, because think about how PRX
not that bad. It wasn't too bad, to be honest. It wasn't too bad. Like his smoke leaked over, went over the trip. Like the only reason that everyone will criticize that is because the guy's close. If they didn't play close, then it would work. I think it probably isn't likely to work when you're playing like one fight, one retake anyway. Because the good thing about the one fight, one retake is you're normally holding mid a little bit heavier. But
hasn't worked
it's
out.
a risk where they can buy next, kind of.
See if he can make
This could be a
one at
drop.
least
This
little
could be a
bit
drop.
costly. He's looking for the fight. He knows that planting at this stage, allowing them to retake together, won't quite work out.
Okay, nice
How
run from
strong he is
EDG.
patient
There is a big buy
as he
round here if they
hunts down
decide to
something
go
in the
for it.
end.
Why are they playing so fast? Bro, it's PRX.
This is a
That's
head
why.
scratcher of a play. I mean, the sound cue is there. The kill is easy to claim. With the smoke close, I guess the idea is even just thinking.
Yeah,
to
it
the
was just
round
part of
before,
their
if I'm
split.
not mistaken,
Part of
we
their
had
split
3A,
B.
2B. That was a gap in
Probably
the
a thing that
previous
they do
round.
against ciphers. It's honestly not that
Wasn't
bad.
this time. So an unlucky gamble.
It's more
As
just,
we
yeah,
end
it's more
3-3,
just the fact that Kang
we
does
check in
the
with the economy, sees that
most
we've got enough
important,
money for everybody
the
to
best
buy.
play to make it look
Utility's gonna be pretty healthy,
ridiculous.
And something has got an operator.
Okay, we really need to pay attention. This is a big round here. Huge round. Knife goes over towards A, Recon went over towards B, but the Recon was shot, and then in return they knifed towards deep B main, and they didn't hit anyone, so they just take instant B main control.
I really don't mind the operator. Just allow him to sit on an angle and try and shut things down, and Mind Freak again. He's had a decent amount of success in some of these early fights. For now, though, EDG doing well just to try and slow the pace a little bit, using their smokes. And again, you can see it's basically a retake setup over on that A site again, just with a little bit of extra info off the trip.
Yeah, the fake.
These team crack me up. This is interesting. They just cleared. There's so much going on. They just cleared over towards B, and they think it's clear, but actually the Mind Freak has a really good timing. So he managed to clear all of B. There's a wild way he calls his team back, but with that kill, you'd imagine they go fast. They realize that the Cypher's here, so they pop the ult. Cypher is in a big pause to do damage.
He might find the space though. They don't even realize he's here because he was already past the angle initially.
A nice shot. Honestly, he did really good though.
Already though, Thrash thrown out will give an awful lot of information. They're going to spot at least one player in that back line, and look at Devi. Slowly on the wraparound, he was following it, but the shots might have just given his position away. The operator going to hold the gap in a wall. You'd expect
this gap in the smoke.
3 kills already to his
Double
name.
molly as well.
Be
That's a
sent
hard
out
retake now. Someone would have to mess up.
Claim some extra space, but for now, still a lot that EDG need to do, and not a lot of time to play with. Kankan, the last man
Yeah, look at the
standing,
double
and he will
peek
meet
on
the
this
same
one.
fate as
Really
the
nice
rest.
from something.
Well,
It was
expected
huge
something
run
to
from
do.
him.
Well,
I also want to
something.
kind of shout out
wasn't
Mind
really
Freak on
seeing
this one,
that
although he didn't
coming
like give much
Yeah,
action in
actually,
terms of it. He like played his role and he created pressure over
EDG
towards
calling
B
a
pretty
pause
well
after that,
at the
man.
beginning.
You can understand why.
He was
This
the
is
reason
just,
that they realized it
one
was
man
retake
finding all
over
the
towards
space in
A.
the world despite
Right, he
some
saw the
decent
person
plays for
dueling
them to
towards
try and
back of
break
B,
their
so it
way
meant they
back
could get a
through.
little
I
bit
think
closer
the,
and just let the op just kind of wait for these
harassment
picks.
from Devi played a big role as well. The fact that he follows up on the Thrash, takes the angle, fires a few shots, and he just runs away. Just lets them know, I'm behind you, by the way, and now they've got to worry about that. It slows
Our
them
attacker
down. It
defender
gives time for
sided.
the
This map's
opposition.
pretty even.
The shots are there every
I
time.
tend to lean toward. It's pretty comp dependent, but I tend to lean for like a 7-5 on attack is normally the most common. It gets a little bit weird. We're in some like unknown territory with the PRX comp though, so we actually have no idea. But
I'd love to see him go
a relatively equal map, just slightly attack-sided, I would say.
I think Kankan has been someone that has consistently been mentioned with this gun.
It's an EDG timeout, and you would expect them to do a bit of aggression. This is either going to be a timeout to do like either like over-the-top aggression where they go super aggro, or it will be trying to hide where the Cypher is playing, right? You know the overall macro of just fight one, retake the other. It will be trying to like mimic that we're fighting where we're actually playing retake. If that makes sense. So you would like fight a little bit heavier over towards B, but then you would leave it and you have the Cypher here, but actually you're fighting over towards A. Basically just trying to mix it up. So we'll see. We're going to see either of those things in the next round because it's too obvious here. And the Rico.
He's got a Stinger, a Guardian. He's not sure yet, and he's sticking on the Guardian. Okay, so a decent rifle to fight with, some range potential, and nothing but sheriffs to back him up. It's not a round I expect EDG.
Look at this though. As soon as they hear the Cypher camera, just everyone just groups up. They want to go over towards B.
Again, they've switched up. There's been so much presence on that A
Pretty
side
much
that they
working
can
out
go
that
in
their
that
comp is
direction.
very good in the
Plays.
after plant,
They've
so
had
when
solid
everyone's playing
reads so
retake
far.
like this, they're
One
just
defender,
absolutely
GG,
loving
has
it.
been the point
And they want to get a good plant, but they can't get a good plant. So that's a small win for EDG on this round. That is... You can never have one that covers all of this, I'm pretty sure, in terms of a cubby, who is going to be out in the open. Yeah, this is still a little bit scary. I know that the Viper ult covers this, but again, you can't really... You've always got to be in the open, right? You've always got to be on this line for an ult here. So if they know that they can just probably spam, just the fact that the wall's keeping him alive. Think about it, bro. He's gonna be low HP. Yeah, no time on this one. Yeah, he's just wants the op to die with him as well. Does he get it? Yeah, they take that as a win. Did nice damage on this one. This is a second round where Mindfreak saved them.
Honestly, I don't know how Dong managed to do as much as he did, pushing into a Viper's pit, finding a gap, and getting 3 kills off the back of it. Again, that's another low buy round for EDG. Okay, well that one, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but this... yeah, that was sick though. That was so sick.
Shots when you're, essentially nearsighted. Not bad at all.
Yeah. The thing is, though, it's whether or not they're able to now capitalize on it. Because they have done that a couple of times, where they've made things a little bit more costly.
It's him trying to save the gun. Okay, big buy rounds. And like we said, we're going to try and mimic them fighting a little bit. So that's why we've got the Sova going a little bit more aggro over towards here, I think. And yeah, he's going to be dueling this out. So even though we are actually wanting to play retake over towards B, we're kind of dueling it a little bit, making it look like this is the site we're fighting on. Dubra goes in, plant towards stairs. Yeah, this is going to be a hard retake. Ooh. Okay. And now they go back. Again, a little win for EDG in terms of not the good plant.
Play with for PRX after losing it last round. EDG on the retake. Kankan's going to be a big factor for them. They can open up some of these sightlines, have to get past the Viper wall, the util down from Omen.
Yeah, they realize they got to exec. That is a lovely KO flash through their own smoke. Ooh.
And we talked about this, operator. Well, it's now all that's left of EDG's defensive side. This retake will not happen, and he might not get out of here. Just about making it around into spawn, but they're hot on his heels. He wants to take shots, but none of them are landing. 5 HP in a classic
what the? Okay, and they get the op out of his hands as well. Yeah, this is starting to stack up pretty heavy. You got to remember that there was a pistol involved here, so this has only been one buy round.
Pushes. Note that this is different to what we've seen from PRX already. A lot of their eco rounds have gone towards the B side, but more importantly, they've sent
this KO flash.
Pretty much every single round. So logically, when EDG see him taking that first fight, they go, well, this is the lurk again. This is the guy on the other side of the map. We're not going to pull any rotations, and then the full execute comes in. And by that point,
he's in PRX classic.
Control available for PRX. They are doing a great job.
Where are we? We're eco. We got 3 big ults.
And thus far, EDG haven't really been able to catch the smoke of PRX.
Well, Mindfreak denied what would have been a terrible thrifty for the PRX side if EDG found it.
This poor guy. No, wait.
Out of here. Not a chance.
Dude, it's so unlucky. They got a heal, though. Official over towards B. Who would have thought it? I'm telling you, if you went through all the PRX demos, when they get official, I'm telling you, it's in the 10 that they go over towards B. It's 100% every single time over towards B. They gotta look into that, man. They're gonna get antied pretty heavy at one point.
Looks like Mindfreak has some spidey senses tingling because he knew he was on his way back through.
Pick them apart again.
They gotta look into it.
Low buy, not looking likely.
But still, I mean, it works really well because they just goes all the way back around the site and they can always pick it up.
Just trying to catch smoke. He doesn't even realize where his opponent's gone.
There are multiple B pits that cover the bomb that you can hide in on B site. I don't believe so. I've never seen anyone do it. It covers the spike and you can hide in any of these corners. I don't think so.
And for a team that, as I said,
wait, when I see one, I'm in for it, but I haven't seen any pro team do one.
They've come into this, I think this morning saying, we're at a 6 out of 10. I'm sure EDG don't feel that way.
Yeah,
there might
be.
If
we can argue that EDG have had some closer rounds, some opportunities to pull it off. It doesn't matter. When you're facing down the barrel of a 7-3 scoreline, it's time to show up here and now. Now, a big round for EDG.
Put it in the Discord, yeah, I'll check it later. It's cool if there is one. Teams should adopt it because the amount of times I see them, they're just out in the open, ready to get spammed is a lot. Okay, EDG, got to try get around. 4 ults now. 4 big ults as well.
Once more for that B control. You can see an immediate rotation.
And this is what we were talking about, right? We look over towards here, and it's B pressure, and then they're going to leave B site, right? So they're trying to make it look that A is the site that they're actually retaking on, but we're actually fighting here. This is probably the most successful they've made this one look.
He has been the biggest thorn in their side thus far.
I like this position from Smoggy. Good shots last round. The nade is down, but they're a little disjointed.
Yeah, and they have Sage, and they could go back to this and get a Sage res. And you see the pings here, and Kankang's moving over with his ult. And you would imagine he's going to absolutely send this. Whoa. The wall? Did it hit the wall, or did the ult come out in time? I don't know which. I think the ult came out. I think the ult came out too early. I think he didn't have chance to shoot his ult, man. Close rounds.
It's only Munyet left. He's made it to A.
There was so much going on this. It was nice. We had Ray's ult for the res, but then the KO ult came in. Pretty sure it's just in time.
Low HP.
Big 1v2. Sova ult. Probably going to save that for next round.
But instead, these angles slowly being cleared.
They got a knife to at least like work out where he is or isn't.
Waiting in the corner. Not quite looking the right direction if a wraparound comes in, but actually
he might get a little bit lucky in terms of where they're going. Yeah, all over towards site. Has an Omen flash. Uh-oh. He has to kind of smoke himself off, I think. Oh, bro actually had a good opportunity, and I think he might have done enough. Oh man, nice 1v2. Yeah, played it really well. They were a little bit slow on this. A little bit slow. And he got the, he got the most important kill. Dude, they only have 1 buy round. That was a pretty sick round to watch, though. That was a pretty sick round to watch in terms of the ult off over towards middle, the res into the Raze ult into the KO ult. It was sick. It was like, you could see it in real time, just teams like working out what they were going to do and how they were going to cancel it. And PRX were a little bit ahead, even though it went into the 1v2.
But that's the thing, they were very, very slow at clearing a lot of the angles, and I love the reposition from Munyet. He realizes in that corner, decent chance to get overwhelmed, someone can get on the defuse. Instead, he just looks to take those fights, and, well, nobody again. This time, Mindfreak is waiting. These battles have not been going their way, and something...
Oh, the bait into the corner? Wait. He... And he gets out of there. Bro's making the gecko look like a chamber or something. Just out of there, just jumps out. This is a big ball play, and something has to happen like this. And Mindfreak is not ready for it, so that's 1. Nicely done from Munyet, but it looks like they're going to go into the site with his 2. I say 2, insta-ominal over towards A.
He's been going huge in a lot of these rounds. Now, they have to close it out without him, but it's a 4v2. It's only Chicho and Haodong. Should be easy.
Still in the same spot he paranoid from just moments ago. The initial fight needed to be cleaner.
Yeah, he needed to win that.
Left out on his own. He's had a couple of amazing moments so far.
Oh man, I see handles. Oh bro, they got 1 buy round. They got a pistol and they got 1 buy round. That's savage. It is PRX's best map though.
Doesn't get much better than that.
No, it really doesn't. I like the idea as well to knife close. They suspect he's there, swing it.
And the thing is, right, especially when you know how these teams are playing the retake, the fight one, retake the other. Like you don't need a duelist when teams are playing like this. I don't think you need a duelist anyway, just because of how the map is and the certain bits of map control that lead into 2 segments. But when you're playing, when every team is playing the macro of fighting one side and retaking the other, you never need to get through a choke point. You're just walking onto site, saving all the util, and it's just like retake simulator. You don't need a... I mean, they've got 9 rounds without a...
Thank you very much, guys.
Without a duelist.
Illustrator here for one of the rounds in particular, which is round number 3, the bonus round. And this one was particularly interesting.
And 2 of them was a pistol and an eco.
With this PRX comp, what you want to do is you want to bleed the utility out as much as possible. And they were just given the A site entirely for free most of the time. I mean, PRX not being forced to use many of their util tools, like a Paranoia flashes really at all. And part of the benefit of the Gecko is that you can pick up the flashes as well. Once you use them, you can pick up forms of the util. But it was going to miss here for EDG. And when you give up this much space, it's one of the worst worst things you can do because you set up PaperX to do things like this. I mean, they get quirky with the walls. They set up the Sage wall up here onto this high ground angle, and they're really making sure that their game plan is to try and fight for this area as well of the map. These link areas, as well as backside control, making sure they're getting really proactive.
Their defense, yeah, the defense is normally pretty good because their retakes is really strong with the Sage wall.
It takes out the players here. They're flash re-clearing, making sure they set Divide up into the deep positions, and it's the major strength of this comp. I mean, being able to fight and really take space proactively. And for EDG, you were seeing it go missing. I mean, what they should have been doing is fighting, I think, for extremity control, trying to at least get it, rather than giving up the sites entirely for the retake, because you can't.
What do I think of triple initiator on Sunset? Nah, I think if you're gonna do triple initiator, you might as well just have a. The problem is, it's just like, is the extra initiator really worth what you could do with like a Viper? In a world where Viper's been nerfed, I think like that has some legs. At the moment, when Viper's this strong, I think you're always just gonna prioritize Viper.
Thank you so much, Bren. Yes, an interesting look at how this has been going so far for PaperX. Tom, what I was going to say before we tossed it off is that you were mentioning this defense for PaperX. It's not exactly a weakness that EDG can hope to lean on, is it?
Really bad for EDG in terms of this. Yeah, but honestly, I'm telling you, this map was always going to be at least PaperX sided. Maybe not this side, like heavy sided, but they were always going to look. They just look better on this map than any other map. Is pretty much what I'm saying. So even though like this could be, and honestly this still could be like relatively close if EDG win both pistols, I don't think the other maps will look anywhere near as this dominant.
I feel like back in the seat a little bit, ready for bind, because even though EDG is strong on that map, I'd never want to play PaperX on bind.
It's a scary battlefield.
God, the Fnatic pistol. I mean, they don't have their own pistols yet, right?
Much different than what we saw from PaperX, who leaned heavily on finding open space on the A site, which they did so often. This time PaperX are leaving A open, looking more so to fight into middle, and that's exactly where they're going to find that scrap.
And they heal, and they get out of there, and they slow, and they swing. Damn, nicely done from Haldon though, honestly. Yeah, and Divide is kind of an MVP in terms of like, or like VIP, I guess we should be saying, with his Sage wall, as he has the most perfect timing over towards middle. He's going to find a trip here, but he can at least break the trip early, go back, or just create the pressure by just being here. How do they want to do this?
Still a paranoia available as well for Munyet. That could cause real issues.
Yeah, that creates a lot of pressure. Ooh, I don't think they needed to die on site. I don't think they needed to fight on site, but... What is that shot, bro? Bro's just moving. Okay, nicely handled. Sick round from Divide as well, but he is just run and gunning there. It is 1-1 in terms of the pistols, though, so it's all fair game in terms of the pistols, and this might be a short one. No plant as well for them to try and force buy.
Obviously, we've seen Munyet sort of take over the role of Jing going into the Raze for the majority of the maps he plays. But he just looks so clinical, so comfortable when he goes back over to this Omen. And, well, let's be real, I think Mindfreak's Viper's all right. I think he's doing okay.
He's always been a decent controller, you know, at the best of times.
I'll make you excited.
Wall up right away. Interesting.
Yeah, we've seen this before on this map. We literally saw the exact same thing as this last time they played it. Wall over towards middle, blocks off vision, and he gets the Outlaw out. It was the exact same as what they did last time they played this. And I'm pretty sure he got 2 last time. I actually think it might have been the exact same.
Come through the wall just to make sure that there wasn't really any opportunity for the
oh, it's a fast round. And in terms of keeping the Outlaw, we got 2 people that he can one-shot.
Well, there needs to be the same just to get them back in the game. That's how desperate a position we find EDG in at this point. They are going to have the buy.
Slowest A back round.
Investment available.
Here we got the charge. Someone changed. Someone changed something. We dropped a flash to get extra armor, I think. They know that the Outlaw's here. This is pretty cool. This is like what Heretics do, right? Flash over with the Omen TP just to get close. It's like what they do with the Neon, just with an Omen. Essentially what people do on Ascent over towards A also. Wait, this could actually be... Are they just going to contact this the whole way? Oh boy. Okay, could have gone a lot worse, to be honest.
Good kill by Kankan. Yeah, that's a big fight to have.
Drone goes in, and we fight in front of this. So Devi used to do a wall that was pretty good, where he would then go on top of this, and it blocks off the split. We'll keep an eye on if he's going to do that. But this is pretty nice as well. Just gets the info back, blocks this off, and now gets early info. And you could jump on the left of that, right?
Something that can be brought through. They are now going to start building up, though. The thought on EDG's side is, okay, well, if they've walled this, it probably means there's no one here, and they can get over the top of it.
That's what I was wondering. Like, it seems like that left side's jumpable, but they still hear the sound cue with how close they were.
Shot.
Forsaken hasn't quite managed to get the damage done.
Wait, he's alive. Yeah, we got the luck finally able to commit to it. Let's see what damage can get done. Smoggy gets the plant, 2 away from his ult.
So far, and it may well be the only one they find. Both players on 45 HP. Nice and uniform. But it's about
Mate, how is Devi alive from any of this? Okay, there we go.
Not the second time.
Yeah.
And something I just want to do damage.
So a good clean start as well. And I do like the fact that
Gecko Judge, dude, I mean,
they're definitely not
when something
like
plays Gecko, he kind of just plays like he's on a duelist or on a chamber, really. Judge, op,
really giving themselves the best
doesn't really care, to be honest.
What will be a mountain.
I do think that people overthink it to an extent as well. It's not like it's not like you're hard limited, like you actually can't use it on these agents. They're just not as good. Doesn't mean that it's still not good. It just means they're not as good, right?
Wingman to try and just deter them a little bit from pushing, and hey, made things at least a little bit more costly.
Yeah, Menti didn't have to go running in towards mid either and risk there being a player there. His back was secure. I think this is very nice by Chichu. Again, the fact that you have a jumping judge coming around and he's kind of low, it's unlucky, to say the least of it. But for EDG, we need some big rounds to fall into place right now.
All right, massive buy rounds. Here we go. But any chance of them bringing this back, they would have to be doing something mad. And we go for a mid crunch, and we have a camera out towards middle, so they're going to pick this up pretty early, though. Yeah, what's the instant reaction? Just hit over towards B? Looks like it. Problem is they're going to have 5 people here that can fast flood.
But it allows them to be ready on B much quicker than EDG should be ready for.
There are so many players ready and waiting. They've been able to take out at least a little bit.
They got the KO out of them. This is a big win for PRX. Knife goes in, doesn't hit. Only hit one, sorry. He's a lunatic, man. See what I'm saying? He just doesn't play Gecko like a Gecko should. Just like he's on a duelist.
And with your duelist, your entry, your space taker down.
Yeah, they just get full freedom.
It's not going to get any easier. Now, the A site is open for business. But I feel like someone almost needs to be left behind to try and catch someone on the rotation. Because if you allow PRX to retake, I don't like those odds. And, well, nobody is at least going to be able to find one.
Oh, man, this team.
Oh, no. Oh, wow. So this is
but we gotta give EDG props for, even though they used the KO ult, like just calling a cancel, not hitting into the site, and the fact that PRX had no info about anyone maybe lurking over towards A, meant they had to like slow retake some of these bits of the map. Yeah, which meant that this happened really.
These last 2 players even splitting up. Oh, this could be dangerous. They don't check the close right corner, which, I mean, you wouldn't really think to check this late on in the game.
Especially as the Cypher got spotted over towards A. They kind of called that the Cypher's over towards A, and now we've seen a Cypher and a Silver Lark. So, nicely done from EDG here in terms of cancelling the site hit, and they mixed up their Larker. This might be honestly might just be a timeout to just talk about the Lux, because they're hard lurking heavy and they don't have like a hard sentinel that gives them information, and it also might be stop over rotating.
That's the thing. Even EDG just getting themselves a little bit pumped up.
We found one where you can plant with the Viper. Oh, really? Yeah, we should check it. I'll check it at one point. That sounds cool. Yeah, I haven't seen one in pro play, but I also hadn't seen one in pro play until like on Breeze, and then we saw one on A recently. So.
Take a second look at how these coming rounds are going to go, because remember,
Mother Bard, thank you so much, man. Mother Bard, how we doing? Appreciate you, dude.
But they're going to have ults online soon. Even in this round, that kill from Devi gets your res from the shadows. They have a Thrash coming in, so they better make sure that Arsenal isn't disbanded.
Games breakdown worthy in terms of PRX's comp? Yeah, maybe. I did a small video on it if you want as well, Teets, to check it out, because I think there's a few things we haven't seen from this. You might find a better demo. It depends how many rounds this goes to.
At least right now, I'm looking at something having an operator. And again, he is
They
someone
use
who could definitely
how they use
pull
the
off
wall,
miracles. He was
and they haven't done
fantastic
as
with
much
even
stuff in
the
terms of
attack.
how they use the wall. They actually mix it up from the last demos that they've shown, which is pretty cool.
There's just no way.
They actually have like a good, they have like a deeper
There's just no way.
scrapbook.
I mean, he has a
Okay,
thrash
is this
for
an
next
eco?
round. Maybe he
We
buys
do.
it now,
We buy an
puts
op
an
into
eco
this one
weapon,
though.
and then just decides to
Telemetry,
use thrash
bro,
next round,
really,
back
50.
contact. He's gonna do it. I mean, it's
50
just,
gifted.
he's-
You're an
he's
absolute
crazy.
lunatic,
On
bro.
defensive side
Telemetry,
as well,
thank you
for
so
risk,
much,
maybe
man.
he can save it
Chat,
if
you gotta
things go wrong,
spam.
but
You gotta just fill up the
really the
whole
whole
of
game of
chat
the gamble.
with slugs.
He's
Any
able
kind
to
of
find
slugs.
some
If you got
serious
gifted,
value
make sure
in
you
this
say thank you
EDG.
to him as well.
Well, EDG
Holy
were
hell, bro.
backing off.
50? Really?
And it looks like they
Thank
won't
you
be
so
coming
much,
near
man.
me.
That's
Oh,
absolute
never
madness.
mind. The danger zone has been entered by Chichu.
Oh boy.
He's gonna go
Uh-oh.
for a pick.
Forsaken, he's pushed so far up, but both
Yeah,
have
is
gone
this
down
an eco
immediately.
again? So they decide to just go really aggro, try and take some
Value with
timings.
the operator or save
Mate,
it.
50 gifted,
This
man.
is
You're
the
a
worst of
lunatic,
both
bro.
worlds,
Thank
as
you
he's
so
gone
much, dude.
down with the operator. They know exactly where the players are rotating to as well. It's whether or not, yeah, I was about to say.
A good amount of
think
slugs
EDG
as
has
well.
been so
All for you,
calm
Telemetry. Thank
in
you
just
very
going
much,
for
man.
these rotations, claiming space elsewhere.
Levity with the
Can't
Prime
let
as well.
them
Appreciate you.
already. Going to be stopping any chance of rotation. Even going to shut the door on them. Now, what that might mean is, unless it's been thrown away, they might actually be able to save the operator.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna see them just
Actually,
save the
a
op.
Very nice recovery, I suppose. They carry this weapon through to
Still a
the
little
next
bit bold,
round,
but
nothing negative to
as
say
long as
about
they
it.
kind of
It is
play
just
to
the risk
defend
that
this
they
one,
run
like
of
as
being
in defend the
dropped.
op, they're
One of
good.
them picking it
The
up
worrying
more
thing is
of that
Kang with
weapon
this
going
one's gonna
down
get his ult. We have nobody's ult
if
as well.
EDG decided to take B, then
There
you're not
is
getting
that.
it back. It's gone. But a Bulldog and an op carried through to the next round. This is the idea. Like I said, Devi needed one kill. He didn't get it, but he's dead now. So he's got a res to work with. Munyet might not have the From the Shadows, but I doubt that's going
Yeah, and they
to
kind of want to
improve
hunt
their
this for sure.
plans.
They know
So
that the op is
realistically,
down,
they have a
so
lot
you
to
would
work
imagine
with.
they definitely hunt
Maybe
this.
he'll get a kill with the
The
operator.
money's
I don't
really
think
good
he's
as
in the
well.
right place at the
No,
right
he's a little
time,
far
but-
away. If there was a
I know.
Neon, I'd give him a chance. But no one's getting to his neck
Damn,
of the
bro.
woods anytime
Telemetry,
soon.
you're a
Mind
crazy,
Freak,
crazy
you're in
guy.
danger.
They put the paranoia
Wait, we
through
got
him.
the
Anybody's
Oiler
really
remotes, right?
pushing too far on
Are the
it.
Oiler
Mind
remotes
Freak
live?
already
Maybe we
get
spam
one.
some Oiler
How much
remotes.
more can he make?
I forgot we had that one live.
Oh,
Bro, is he just gonna
Mind
kill
Freak
everyone?
just hitting every single
Yeah,
shot
there
until
we
he
go.
loses the gun, but even the
The
extra
Oiler.
credits will put him in a spot where he can buy a rifle
Thank
for
you
the
so
next
much,
round
man.
anyway. So
They're just throwing. They're throwing. Because why wouldn't they just go for it? When you've got Mind Freak on your
It's good,
team,
yeah, it's good damage done from him,
Look at
but
this guy.
their
It's
money's so high
unbelievable.
that it doesn't matter too much.
Get that one in a replay. Oh, yes. Oh, I like that. Oh, he even blocked the nade. Our observers are fantastic. Thank you
Damn.
guys so much for showing us that. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
he actually
Just
can do
block
no
it.
wrong right
Yeah,
now.
Just block it, duh. Come on.
Okay, there's a big buy round coming in here. Like, this is...
11-6. The thing
It's
is,
getting
though,
a little bit
the
close.
economy doesn't really matter so much for EDG.
Yeah,
They
it
have-
doesn't matter
they've
too
built
much.
up a lot of extra
Like,
cash.
this is too
How long
much.
even with 8,000
Especially with
credits
2 rounds.
to buy.
Doesn't matter.
And if they lose 2 rounds, they're done anyway.
We save
So
the op.
ultimately,
The op now playing over
it's
towards
worth
middle.
Trying to remove that extra weaponry, something will have the operator. As you said, the ults have come online.
Smoke gets blocked.
You have to think
Sorry,
that sooner rather
smoke
than
goes
later,
out. Vision gets
PRX
blocked.
are gonna
Don't know if he
eventually
took
get
a
this
shot
one
or
over the
not,
line,
but...
for EDG, they are now starting to build into this. Still with a showstopper. Hunter's Fury for this round. And again, just this slow, tempered
Dude,
approach
everyone in this server is crazy.
to trying to
Cypher just
gradually take space.
just
They're
trying to
not
work
really
out where
giving
they are.
any information
Because now they
from
know.
the PRX side,
And again, this comp
something
works a little bit similar in terms
one of the players
of
who could
they
find
do
it
play hard
was just
retake
sat
and
with his
fight
operator
one,
hat.
but the retake's a little bit different because you have to kind of get info with the Gecko or the KO knife. Knife goes in, it only hits the Sova, but why would a solo Sova be over towards here? So they keep the 3-person stack. Yeah, and they might have done some research. What do we got? Fish ult, double flash, wall slow. Man, there's a lot of util here.
They're really trying to stop this squad. I guess send them back to A, or at least make
My
it so that they have
goodness.
to blitz in. And with the showstopper, that's not really a problem for them. Risky.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
send
Mind
it
Freak
fire to
knew
the
he was going to
corpse.
die on this one.
No, Con doesn't stand
Wall-
a chance.
wall
Now
res.
Devi can do some serious work. A res online. We mentioned that earlier. They'll try to retake the body on the side of EDG.
Oh
pushing
my
forward
goodness, it's
and taking
absolute
every single
madness.
kill. And with something only now making it to the B site. Now it's time to save. It's time to save, Tom, isn't it?
I mean, he can buy an op if he
I
dies.
don't think he's going to go for this, but
Yeah,
you
he shouldn't be
never
going for it.
really know. He's just looking to escape back out of there. Now, it's interesting because, again, you see the knife coming through from Forsaken. That's why they start just blitzing their utility, and they knew that they were coming in that direction. But
Yeah, I mean, it was just an alt overload.
showstopper,
That's all it was. It was
taking
alt
space and
overload
then
and then really important
solid
Jules
trade
coming
work
towards
for
back of
EDG.
sight. I'm happy that I'm happy that EDG have kind of got a good sense of PRX in terms of this wall and afterplant is a bit of a nightmare, so you can't like heavy stack over towards B main, especially when this vision block is here with a wall. So they have to like take deep map control. We saw it with Kang, and we saw it like once when we were like this, right, split, and PRX had this amount of map control, and EDG had here. Like they have a good understanding that they have to go aggro. I think we had a KO flash through. Yeah. Yeah, this flash. This here, just understanding that they need to take deep map control because this wall diffuse is just going to be a nightmare. And they also... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're getting a bit angry. We've seen this one before.
And they're good to go on map number 2. But from what started out as a very dominant feeling map, a couple of close rounds for EDG that could have swung it a little bit more in their favor. But it just seemed like we were going to leave this with the idea that, oh, EDG need to wake up for map 2. It looks like they've woken up for half 2 at least. Yeah. That's a good sign.
Oh, it's a great sign as well with different players like Howdong, Nobody, all starting to step up to the plate. And this round, we do have investment again from PRX. It's not everything they've got. They will still have a buy for the next round, but they've got a few Bulldogs to play with.
Who's in charge of breaking this?
The drone, again, I think EDG are doing a fantastic job of either using Kankan or Nobody to just sell a ruse. They start throwing utility,
and they picked the right site on this. Monyet solo over towards A as a sheriff only. Yeah, he did get hit by this on purpose. Fish ult. We're investing a fish ult and we have these guns. This is... Wait, this is pretty bold. At 11-7? Oh boy. Monyet needs to relax himself. You just got to hold on to this map control and not make any play.
The snake in the grass has been found for PRX. As we said, a lot to work with. One is a res in terms of ultimates. Viper's Pit online. If Mindfreak finds one kill, this could get very dangerous.
We didn't re-pick up the fish, did we? Or did we use it before already?
But the players take a minute. Howdong's on the corner with him. They're doing well.
Damn, look at everyone go. What a shot as well. Holy. Yeah, the hold here was insane. There were only 2 of them, right? Double ult used into this as well. Yeah, they gotta. Oh man, he's gonna be losing his mind. I'm not sure they need to use the ults into this one. Oh, no one heavy committed as well. No one wide swung. They were literally all in this little circle. No one full committed for everyone else to swing. Yeah, there was a few things. There's a few things you could talk about in terms of this one. And then now they go down to their full buy, but they also lost 2 ults.
And a couple of ultimates used up for PRX. It's not like they now have that 5-stack anymore to just try and get them to OT. They do still have a few to play with, though.
Yeah, and I guess the Viper's Pit mainly for Mindfreak, having this online coming into the next round where they're still going to have a decent economy, they're going to have full util to work with. They've seen often that they're able to get some space back towards the site, albeit on A here, there was a serious shutdown from EDG. And it's even more impressive when you consider the fact that you have a Gecko Flash go up and over, catch so many players. You also had a KO Flash come around the corner, catch a couple of players. And the timing just wasn't quite there for them to retake around that corner. I think for PRX,
let's see. Let's see. Is there any kind of big change up? Are we fighting somewhere? We still have the op. Say we still have the op. We get the op back.
We were already thinking about buying. Once that 14th round fell into PRX's hands.
And is this just like a lot of util to set the op up here? Feels like it.
2 buy rounds as well. EDG ain't going to be playing an eco anytime soon. That's for sure.
No, they have saved
Where
up
does this
plenty
knife get
of
as well?
cash.
Looks like they're going to wait for it. Wait for it. Flash goes in deep to try and set them up towards the angle. Okay, no, so they're just trap playing over towards here. We get a Viper ult in. We had a cross map knife that cleared over towards B. Didn't hit anyone.
Making things awkward for the side of PRX to read, but with shutting down B main, unless they're going to go through the Viper's Pit and try and fight Mindfreak, they have to try a different avenue. Now, it does look like there's potential that they're going to try and push mid a little bit more, knowing that there can't be as much of a heavy investment in this round, and the door being closed actually somewhat gives them that space. You can see Forsaken has already repositioned to try and watch towards the smoke, but instead, again, they're just slowly taking control across the map.
Yeah, knifed us. And yeah, I think we had to use this wall. And this is the wall I was talking about earlier. It's really nice. It's like multi-purpose, right? Boost up over towards here and...
Hadong didn't even realize
Yeah,
he was
you had
shot
no
at just
idea.
there. The silencer, I guess, really working for him. It doesn't look like there'll be any punish.
40 seconds, we're going over towards middle with 4. Yeah, this is going to be a nightmare. Flash to his teammate can face. Forsaken, yeah, there's lovely double peek by them. Really good flash. This was just nicely done from PRX though, to be honest. Heavy shutdown of B in terms of the ult. Went aggro over towards A, but the one-way smoke up. Once they realized they were over towards middle, Heavy or Lean leave something to just hold over towards A. So 4 chances for them to close this one out, and this at least was very convincing. But the main reason that this looked so convincing was because of the Viper ult. So it's still might be hard.
The Viper's pit on the other side. We have faith in Mindfreak. Where else can they go? Mid, and that's where they have that 1-2 punch of Forsaken and Munya, the double flashes as you mentioned.
They had to at the very least break this wall.
It created some awkward disjointed fights.
They had to do something. There was like no, it was so obvious they were going mid, right? No pressure over towards B, no pressure over towards A. Didn't even break the wall in market. Like, this was the only spot they could have gone in terms of middle.
They need another 4 in a row to take this.
They had to create more pressure for sure.
Try and switch things up, try and almost give them just that
EDG's
little bit
got
of
loads of
extra
money.
confidence,
Oh yeah, they're swimming in it. They're fine in terms of buy.
Sort of like A main,
What the
B
hell?
main
The
fakes
dude in a
because Viper's pit
answer
shut it
suit?
down. Now that's not going to be there anymore for PRX, so they still have a very good opportunity to turn this back.
Well, 4 opportunities for PRX. 4 very stressful rounds ahead for EDG. This is where things get a little bit more real. You know, we talk a lot about those comebacks and how difficult it can be in general. If you lose a map 13-4, you know, it can suck. You feel like you were shut out. But you can go into the next map and say, guys, we didn't even play that, you know?
Yeah.
No one was awake. It's fine. We got the next one. When you make that comeback, when you spend all this time fighting your way back in, and then the doors close on
Yeah,
your
so like we
face
said, they
just as you get there,
can't repeat what they did
really
over
sucks.
towards B in
But
terms of the ult. So it looks like they want to
they've been
fight
there
this a
before as
little
well.
bit.
They know how to battle back from those mental positions. That won't be a real challenge.
Knife hit too.
Slow through.
Oh boy.
Deep orb.
Knife hit too,
This
but
is
they got the
PRX
slow off at
telling
least.
EDG,
Cross
we're
map,
gonna fight for
knife
this
comes
control
in.
over B main.
This was nice. Cross map, knife
I
comes in,
think
so
was
it
an
means that they
adaptation
for
was
sure
needed,
can't push
just
through the
allowing
smoke.
them to have a lot of this
But
control
even,
while they execute
I like
is
their
definitely
battle for over
causing
towards
issues.
B. Honestly, the heavy B main control is actually pretty sick.
Something. I think he's just jump peeking deep A.
Even
That
against a
previous
KO, like they
positioning
can
has
just
been able
tank
to give
this
them a
knife and they
lot of
still have the
control.
util
But
from
they
the
are gonna
Omen
look
and
to
then
try
the
and
cross
force it
map,
back. The drone again being
cross map
utilized
knife.
just to try and clear this position.
And this is
Something just has no fear though. He's ready for someone to try and take that risk, but it has pulled a player further forward.
the good thing about Wingman is he
this
would
B-main stack-up is still here.
charge at anyone that was in this, like push through this area.
the
Yeah, and this
second
is the
player's not
1-2 and they
expected,
can get
of
out of
course,
this one.
Mindfreak.
He can get out of
Although
this
the
one.
poisons might be off,
Lunatic.
still got his rifle ready to
He's a
fight.
lunatic, man,
And
but he's won the
Alcon,
round.
another death on the board. He's struggled in this series, but
Respect.
Mindfreak most certainly
It's so
hasn't.
funny
With
watching this
Forsaken
team.
dropping nobody, it's
They
looking
really,
like this might be
they really don't follow the
map
rules.
2 already on the minds of EDG. Cheech
Hey,
with
nicely
another
done
clutch
though.
that he won't win.
Mindfreak was
And
insanely
Mindfreak
good
with a
though.
triple. That
He
is
was
the
insanely
first
good. He
map
actually
for
bailed them out
PRX,
quite a lot.
and a very
Munyet had some
promising
impactful
start
rounds as
to
well.
this series. Forsaken said they
And
were a
after that
6
last
out
time
of
out, they
10.
actually made that look
Well,
pretty
they had some shaky
pretty
rounds.
convincing.
They're looking more like a 7 now, at least.
But again, I think this is the
Got
best
their
map,
first
so this
map
was
on
kind
the
of
board in a
expected.
matchup that I think many believe to be competitive. Worried about the